Welcome to BoVI Legal, an AI-powered legal research tool. Today we're going to use BoVI Legal to research more information on BVI wills or the BVI Will Act. Let's jump right in. So our first question is going to be, what are the laws related to wills in the BVI? So we've copied this prefab question that I created. We're going to click on BVI laws. We're going to click on start writing, and then we're going to paste this first question. We're going to increase our max results to 600, so in case there's a lot to return, and let's click on generate. Alright, so the laws related to wills in the BVI are governed by the Wills Act Cap 187 of the BVI laws, etc., etc. Um, let's go ahead now and ask our next question. When was the Wills Act originally enacted? Okay, so it was originally enacted in the British Virgin Islands in 1952. Of course, this is AI answering. I would caution or encourage caution. And although it's an AI tool and it provides information very quickly, you still want to double check. And if you're using this for anything that's formal, to ensure that the answers are exactly what you're looking for. All right, so our next question is, were there amendments or changes to the Wills Act? List the years when the amendments or changes took place and the changes that were made. Right, so let's copy and paste this question, put it right into our question segment. All right, and all right, so here you have some amendments that were made, and you can, through further questioning of BoVI Legal AI, you're able to get additional information about each of these changes. All right, let's go to our next question. Let's explain the amendment that was made in 2019. And I did this before, so I have these questions already prefabbed. So let's take a look, explain the amendments that were made in 2019 to the Wills Act. Let's go. All right. So the amendment allowed for wills to be made electronically and for them to be witnessed remotely. All right. And of course, again, if you need more information, you can query more about what does witness remotely mean. Okay. So let's go on to our next question. What are the rules of the Wills Act? And we're asking BoVI Legal to list them in detail. Let's go back in and let's generate. All right, and here we have the rules of the Wales Act of the British Virgin Islands can be found here, and it says the rules. Okay, so this one doesn't give us the answer that we're looking for. Let's see if we can improve the wording just a little bit and see. So now list the rules of the Wales Act in detail. All right, let's see if this gives us a better response from the from BoVI Legal. All right, so with just some rewarding, we got the correct answer. So wills must be witnessed by two or more persons. They must be in writing and signed. Must be attested to by the witnesses, etc. And so you see, we're able to pull this information very quickly just from one portal. All right, let's continue. What are the offenses, if any, created by the Wills Act? Let's pull that question up here. And of course, for any lobbies, for any laws, you can do the same thing using BoVI legal. All right. So let's go again. The Wills Act is found and it outlines the requirements. It does not create any offenses. However, it does provide criminal penalties. Okay, so let's ask a different question. Um, right, what are the criminal penalties in the Wills Act? And we're going to ask it to list in details. All right, so here we go. There aren't any, again, it's a civil law, and the only criminal penalties that are there are related to fraud and forgery. So um, there you go. There you go. All right, great. So now let's move on to our next question. So let's go over now to case law. Um, let's click on BVI laws. Let's open the case law section, and we're gonna post our next query here. List case law related to the Wills Act, and let's see what we come up with. All right, and of course, and if we wanted to see more, we could actually tell BoVI Legal to list more as well. So for example, list at least 20 cases, 20 case law cases related to the Wills Act, and we can generate. All right, so even though I made a mistake in my spelling, the AI recognized that it was a mistake and it returned at least 20 matters as it relates to the Wills Act and the BVI. All right, let's pick one of those cases and explain the legal issues in each case. So I'm gonna explain the legal issues and we're gonna copy and paste. Let's use this first one right here. Okay. All right, so the dispute centered around the interpretation of a will and the applicable laws regarding the devolution of the estate. Okay, so here we go. Not only are you able to see um, the different issues, but you're also able to get an explanation of all that's taking place in each case by both illegal. Now let's go ahead and try this again. And we're going to compare two cases. So let's go ahead and list the laws again. And then we're going to go ahead and compare two cases. All right, so let's go ahead and use compare and contrast any of these two cases. Okay, so the question is going to be, what is the difference between case X and Y? what is the difference between, let's get this case, we're going to use 1. What's the difference between, so that's our case X, and let's just pick any one random. Let's pick this case. All right, and let's generate. And here we have is that there are two separate cases. One was a case concerning the state of Norman, while was a state concerning Smith. They have similarities, but they're ultimately separate cases. In other instances, BoVI legal returns and say, one, if the cases are very similar, it would return and say, that one was filed with the high court, the other with the privy court. It gives really good results. Okay, let's keep going. So let's go ahead and check the Eastern Caribbean library um, for any cases relating to um, the Wills Act. So let's go ahead and go to international law cases. Let's look at the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court list in detail and cases related to um, the British Virgin Islands, to the BVI Wales Act. And we're gonna just say just list at least 15 cases. And let's increase the max result to 600. Let's generate. All right, so here we have related will matters that can be found in the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, and you can maneuver with these cases just in the same way that we maneuvered with the cases with the BVI case law practicum that we just did. All right, so now I'm not going to do the West Indies reports or the All England reports or the Commonwealth law at this time. They all work the same way. Let's just drop down to drafting a will since we're talking about wills. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on BVA law. Let's click on contract drafting. No, not contract drafting. Let's click on draft wills, bottom. So I'm going to say it's already fine-tuned to draft a will, a basic will, BVI law. So let's just put in the name of the person. Let's call this person John Smith. And there aren't any other options at this time. It should give us just a standardized template that you can use. All right, and here is a standardized will that is drafted. Perhaps in the future we would improve what comes here so that it can be almost automatic. Um, but here is your will that was just drafted by BoVI Legal. All right, would you like to try it for yourself? Maybe you don't believe. Maybe you think that all the questions were all the answers could have been there for the questions. So why don't you give it a shot yourself? Just navigate to BoVI Legal, BoVILegal.com, and once you're there, just click on register, and you get a free account once you sign up with some credit to try and give it a shot yourself.